Hi guys, my name is Alex. I am a sex coach, and today we're going to be browsing Reddit sex and answering some of the questions, making some comments on what is in there. So if that sounds interesting, then let us begin. First question. My girlfriend keeps telling me to wash my dick. Okay. He goes on to say, before anyone tells me to make sure I wash, I do properly and everywhere, every day, so please don't comment that. She'll cut blowjobs short and tell me I need to go wash. I've showered and then washed up before she comes over, and she'll still me I need to wash it. Okay. I literally don't know what to do. My boxers and clothes are clean. I don't have a bush down there. I don't know. Edit, guys. I'm washing everything very thoroughly. Yes, everything, and yes, thoroughly. My entire body. So it sounds like it's not a cleanliness thing. Maybe it's just that person doesn't like to give blowjobs, and maybe it's their excuse. Maybe something about blowjobs is disgusting to them, or they find it gross or repulsive. And these are things that you need to talk to your partner about. You need to figure these things out. You need to tell her, look, I am as clean as I can be. I have put in the effort to clean my dick, and so it's obviously something beyond just that. And just get to the bottom of it. The only way, I know it might sound painful, it might be hard to communicate these things, but the only way to move past it is to talk about it and discuss it, and then you guys can move on and maybe have amazing blowjobs all the time, and she won't complain about your dick being unclean. Next. Why do some women crave penetration even if it doesn't cause you to orgasm? As if there is no pleasure to be found in sex other than orgasm. Come on. Basically what the title says, when I hear that a woman won't orgasm from penetration, I assume they don't get pleasure from it either. Which I'm not entirely sure is correct. Yes, you're assuming that, and it's wrong. Why can't sex be pleasurable? Even for men, sex is pleasurable beyond just the orgasm, right? If it isn't, then you're probably treating sex the wrong way. You're probably not enjoying it as much as you could. They go on to say, like I know women crave dick at times, but how is that satisfying your needs if you're not going to orgasm from it? Like simply put, I don't want somebody to play with my balls since it isn't going to cause me to orgasm and I get zero pleasure out of it. Okay, that's just you. Some people might like to have their balls be played with, even if it doesn't lead to anything, because it's just intriguing, it's fun, it's exciting. I'm not saying that I like that, but I'm just saying there are people out there that will. So to assume that sex isn't pleasurable except for the orgasm is the wrong assumption to make. It's the wrong attitude to have in sex. And I think if you try to enjoy sex for what it is, the experience, rather than having an orgasm every time, I think you'll enjoy sex more. Duh. But I don't have an orgasm every time I have sex. I actually rarely will have an orgasm when I have sex because there's more to enjoy than just orgasming, and I find that if I have an orgasm every single time, it makes me lethargic, it makes me kind of not motivated and not as passionate in the sexual experience. So that's what I do, and it's not abnormal, it's not a crazy thing. I am still greatly enjoying sex. I wouldn't want to go without it, and so it's just this person's perspective, basically. Moving on. My boyfriend and I are always horny. Okay, good for you. Keep it up. So they go on to say that we've been dating for almost a year now, but we're friends for ages beforehand. When we first got together, our sex drives were pretty normal, I'd say, but then boom, they increased at the same time when our feelings for each other got stronger. That's pretty normal, because then there's more passion. You want that person more because you're just that into them. So yeah, that's normal for your libido to increase when you kind of meet someone new, when you're falling for someone new. It's also normal to kind of lose your libido when you get out of a relationship because your body kind of shuts off a little bit and you gotta have to kind of navigate having sex with someone else potentially. And when you're used to being with someone, the idea of having sex with someone else might be more of a foreign thing. But I digress. They go on to say, it's a great feeling, but it's gotten to the point where me and him realize we have too much sex. We try not to for a few days, but then one kiss and, well, how can we not be so distracted by each other is what I'm asking. Kind of a problem I don't want to fix because sex with someone you love is fantastic, but it's interfering with our productivity. Thank you in advance. So trying not to have sex for a few days, I mean, how often is this sex? I think you can have sex probably every single day, and it's not going to be a problem. If they see it as a problem, then yeah, just have some willpower. It's not like a crazy thing. There's not something that you need to like fix, like they said, or like change. Just change your behavior, be more disciplined, have more willpower. If it's interfering with your life, make it a second priority instead of the first priority. But I mean, you guys are young and just do it. Have fun. I mean, there's nothing, yeah. If it's ruining your lives, then yeah, maybe you need to change your habits, but enjoy it while it lasts. So this question is, how does that work for guy orgasm-wise? So I don't know what that means, so let's keep reading. I've been dating this guy for 3 months and everything is great, but we were having sex the other day. He wasn't fully hard also, and he didn't come. We had sex earlier that day as well. I asked him if he minds, and he replied, of course not. I asked if I should blow him, or what does he want to do, and he said, just cuddling. I don't know why, but I've always thought coming for a guy wasn't hard. But how does that work? Men don't, just like women, necessarily come every time? It sounds like a really stupid question as I write this, but I'm not really experienced with this. So yes, like I said, you don't have to have an orgasm every time. If he was not fully into it because he's not fully hard, then yeah, it might not have ever led to an orgasm because his mind is just not there. And there's nothing wrong with it, like this person said, and like that previous question was. It's just an assumption. It's a wrong assumption that men need to have an orgasm every single time. And I think it comes from porn, because there is guaranteed going to be a male orgasm in porn no matter what, unless it's like a lesbian video. But then I'm sure they probably sneak it in there anyway, because why not? But in all seriousness, that's just the wrong assumption that men have to have an orgasm every single time they have sex, and they don't, and there's nothing wrong with that. And if they don't, you don't need to feel badly that they didn't, especially if they directly tell you that they're just fine with cuddling and they don't really need it. So yeah, moving on. Ladies, how long does the average female orgasm last, and can I lengthen it? So women actually have the ability to have very different orgasms. You can have vaginal orgasms, you can have clitoral orgasms, you can have continuous orgasms. So it's going to vary, but let's see what they say. Okay, so I'm a virgin, but I do watch porn, and I find that my orgasms last about 5 seconds or even lesser than that sometimes. That's pretty short, I would say, for a woman. They're great, and building up to them also feels pretty good, but I usually feel dissatisfied after. I've read that it can even go to a minute or two for some women. Yes, that's true. I can get pretty close to a second one, but I have to relax for a while before I can again. I've asked my female friends this question and they said 5 to 7 seconds. Is this normal? Does it have to do with the fact that I'm a virgin? Can I teach myself to go longer or have multiple? Please send help. So no, it doesn't have to do with the fact that you are a virgin. It has to do with the fact that you are watching porn and masturbating to porn. Porn is going to give you, yes, a shallow, dissatisfying orgasm, and there's no other way around it. And I think if your friends are telling you that theirs are also 5 to 7 seconds, then they are probably also masturbating to porn. Porn has stereotypically kind of been associated with male problems, male sexual health problems, erectile dysfunction, stuff like that. And women often get ignored in the kind of anti-porn movement. It's usually like all men doing nofap or being anti-porn. And unfortunately, women also experience the same sexual health detriments by watching porn, from watching porn. They basically get porn-induced sexual desensitization. And what happens is, with a real-life sexual partner, they sometimes can't reach orgasm, or they can't get horny. They don't get lubricated when they are aroused with a real person. It really ruins your sexuality, and it ruins more than just that. It can ruin your entire life. Porn is terrible. But it's not only a male problem. It is a human problem. Everyone is going to experience negative outcomes from watching porn. So I would say stop watching porn, and you will have better orgasms when you eventually have sex because they are a virgin. But stop watching porn and masturbate on your own to whatever you want to masturbate to. Just not high-speed internet porn. Trust me, it's going to ruin your life and your sexuality. So final topic for this video, I fear my girlfriend's newfound addiction to porn is ruining our sex life. I fear that too, and I would say it probably is without even reading the rest of this message. Like I said in the last thing, porn is not a male problem. It is a person problem. It's a human problem. Women are going to experience the same kind of sexual dissatisfaction, sexual desensitization that men will that watch porn. So I'm getting ahead of myself and I'm repeating myself, but let me read what they said. Our sex used to feel really intimate and enjoyable. She always seemed a lot more animated and it often felt more loving. For me, sex is how I can express my enjoyment and love for her, but now I feel like she doesn't really do this. In watching porn, she has now suddenly come out as a bisexual, which I didn't really understand because in the past she had said she is 100% straight. She now has paintings of women in her house because she likes tits. She nearly always struggles to orgasm now, and we often need to include a vibrator to help her. Previously, she would often orgasm more than once. I know some women sometimes fake things, but I trust her and know that it was real. Has anyone got any ideas? The idea of her watching porn to start with was something I had to deal with, but now my worst fears are coming true. Does anyone have any advice? Thanks. Yes, she needs to quit porn. It will ruin your relationship. It will ruin her life. It will ruin her sexuality. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Something that I mentioned before, the porn-induced sexual desensitization. She is not able to orgasm as much in real life sex because porn is now more stimulating, more arousing, more alluring than real life sexual stimulation because you honestly can't compete with porn. High-speed internet porn is showing you sexual stimulus at a rate that real human interaction can't. And so it's a losing battle. And so if you're watching porn, if you're addicted to porn, it's going to ruin your sex life guaranteed because of that. The other thing that's going on here is the porn is warping what your partner likes in sex. And that is a real thing too. Because what happens is, since the porn is so stimulating, your brain kind of down regulates sexual stimulus because it's just too much at one time. So what happens is you have to keep kind of upping the ante. You have to keep watching crazier porn that is going to give you the same amount of high that the more vanilla porn that you used to watch used to give you. So it kind of gets you more and more twisted. It gets you more into the fetish zone, the kinky type stuff. The crazier it is, the more stimulating it is. And that's a pattern for watching porn. It will happen to pretty much everyone. And I think this is the explanation for the bisexual thing. It's literally warping her sexuality, which is a scary thing. I will say the first comment on this post says, well, porn has probably opened her eyes to her attraction to women. I do not see a problem there. That is not true at all whatsoever, and I can't even explain how terrible that thought is. Porn is not somehow enlightening this person to find out how they are sexually. It is warping their brain, and that is a real thing. It happened to me. It has happened to so many people that I've talked to, that I've helped, that I've read their story online when I was trying to quit porn myself. Porn desensitizes you to normal sexual stimuli, so that's what's happening. I don't think this person is actually bisexual, especially if they said to their partner, they're 100% straight. How would they not know that they are bisexual at that point if they're having sex? It is 100% the porn-induced sexual desensitization. What this person needs to do is be honest with their partner, tell them that they don't like when they watch porn, tell them what they have noticed is happening to their partner as a consequence of watching porn, how it is kind of stripping away any intimacy in their relationship. The sex is getting worse, they are noticing the sex getting worse, and that they are coming from an angle that they want to help this person, and they're seeing this influence of porn as being a negative thing. I have done it with girlfriends in the past that they have watched porn. I have had this exact conversation with them. Porn is a relationship ruiner, and you have to take it seriously. And you also have to never watch it. So if that's not clear at this point, then I don't know what else I could say. Anyway, this video kind of turned into a rambling about porn and how bad porn is, and it is true, and there is a place for that rambling. But anyway, I'm ending it here because this video is going on way too long. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. Subscribe for more videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Like, leave a comment, do all that fun stuff. I love reading comments. I love answering them, and I will definitely be down there in the comment section. So until next time, get out there and have amazing sex. Bye, guys.